Hey, and welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show, where we are now, we're getting really close to that 100,000 number. So do me a favor, if you like what you see and you like this show, hit like and subscribe. Alrighty, the other day with Ben Meiselas on Political Beatdown, we discussed Trump's lawsuit because of the ads, the fact that Biden had pulled out, that Harris is going to protect our democratic rights. Let's go to that clip, because one of the things that I talk about, and I talk about it a lot, is the fact that with Harris, you don't have to worry about your First Amendment constitutional rights being violated. And I know as the first and only political prisoner ever held by this country, because I refuse to waive my First Amendment constitutional right as stated by Judge Alvin K. Hellerstein in the order granting the preliminary injunction. And let me just say it real fast for you. This is Judge Alvin K. Hellerstein, United States District Court, Southern District of New York. His words in his order. He goes, the court finds that respondent's purpose in transferring Cohen from release on furlough and home confinement back to custody was retaliatory in response to Cohen desiring to exercise his First Amendment rights to publish a book critical of the president and to discuss the book on social media. All right, violation of my First Amendment constitutional right. Now, it goes on because in it, he turns around and he says, and this is the craziest part, he has to remind government under a Trump administration that this is great. The condition, which of course was based upon the release, the federal location monitoring agreement, shall be consistent with the First Amendment and legitimate penological limitations on conduct to which the parties mutually agree or the court subsequently orders. Can you imagine that federal court judge Alvin K. Hellerstein had to remind the respondents, including respondents' counsel, that their conditions must be consistent with the First Amendment? I mean, if that's not a foreshadow of what the Trump administration would look like, God forbid a million times that he ends up winning in November. So let's go to the clip. And I'm sure now with this as a context, you'll understand what we're talking about and the damages to this country's democratic republic as I see it. Donald is so freaked out right now with everything that's been going on. They're now contemplating on bringing a lawsuit against the Democrats for pulling or allowing Joe Biden to step aside. Did you read about that, Ben? To step aside, they want to bring a lawsuit claiming that it's not fair. Wah, wah, right? Call me the ambulance. Wah. He wants to sue them because they now have ads that are attacking Joe Biden that are worthless and that they put all this time and energy and money and they need to be. This is the whole problem with this Republican Party. It's the whole problem. They don't live in reality. Nobody owes them anything. And the fact that they think that they should even discuss bringing a lawsuit, who are they threatening? Who are they scaring? The answer is nobody, no one. But it doesn't make a difference. Why? Because the goal is to rile up the base. And that's all that they want to do. Because when they heard that Kamala Harris, based on her announcement or the announcement of her taking over, raised over $85 million from small dollar donations, not from people like Elon Musk, who's claiming he's going to give 45 mil. I'd like to see if he really does it, especially after you start to see the poll numbers go up more and more for Kamala Harris and down lower for Donald Trump, right? I mean, think about this ticket for a second. You have Von Schitzenpants and Shady Vance. I mean, that's one hell of a ticket. I'm not sure. I don't give a shit how rich you are. I'm not putting $45 million a month for the next 3 months behind Von Schitzenpants and Shady Vance?
Well, you know where the money's going to go. I mean, it's going to go to Donald Trump's lawsuits, litigation. I think if Donald Trump files those lawsuits, I think it's going to just backfire and remind people of the 70 frivolous lawsuits he filed in 2020. And it's like, here we go again. Here's what they're going to do. And I think it's going to fuel the pro-democracy movement. And every action by Trump's now going to have an equal and opposite reaction, with actually far more force by the pro-democracy community saying, oh, that's what you're trying to do? You're trying to do that again. Trump, you're trying to overthrow a free and fair election. I mean, at yesterday's event with Shady Vance, they had some leader of the Republican Party talking about civil war, threatening if Trump loses, we're doing civil war.
By the way, didn't we hear the same thing, Ben, in 2020? Didn't you hear the exact same thing in 2020? Did you see any civil war going on? Did you see any uprising? I want to be really clear, because that's a tactic, a scare tactic, to either keep you away from the polls or to make you think twice about not voting for Von Schitzenpants. It's not going to happen. I promise you, not going to happen. You may have an outlier somewhere, doubtful. Our military, too strong. Our law enforcement, too good. They are not going to allow an uprising whatsoever. So all of this scare tactic, imagine that you are being scared into voting for somebody. The fuck is this, Russia? That if you don't vote for Vladimir Putin, someone's going to come and throw you out of a window? No, this is America. It's the point that Ben and I talk about, that Midas Touch Network talks about, that I constantly talk about on my Michael Cohen show or Mea Culpa. We talk about it all the time. We are a democratic republic. You have rights. I know about losing your rights because not only was I involved in the 2 cases that I discussed before, I am also the first political prisoner held by my own country because I refused to waive my First Amendment constitutional rights as described by Von Schitzenpants and his bloviated asshole Attorney General, Bill Barr. So I know about losing constitutional rights. That should never and must never, ever, ever happen to any other American ever again. I promise you, with a Harris, whoever, ticket, rest assured, nothing like that will ever, ever happen again. Under a Von Schitzenpants administration with Shady Vance, it's going to happen every single day. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.